Okay, normally I try and wait 24 hours, or at least until the next morning, to talk about these games, but given that I have a very busy schedule tomorrow, and I will quite frankly not have time to record this prior to the game against, I think, CLG, let's talk about this. That was no. Before I start getting really negative on this, because I probably will at some point, but I need to check myself. Let's look at expectations coming into this series. We were a tied for 6th place team that was playing a Cloud9 team that, in my opinion, is going to LCS finals. I think it is them and FlyQuest in the finals. And I think they're head and shoulders above every other team in the league right now, including Golden Guardians, who dropped a game today. We were going to lose. I said that on Twitter. Some people called me out for it. It's fine. I was expecting us to lose. The way in which we lost is just so aggravating and so horrible, because I've talked about it several times now, that if we're going to play this late game style of just passively waiting to scale and then try and win, the losses are going to be bad. The losses are horrendously bad when you pick a comp that through the first 3 picks I thought looked good, even the first 4 picks with Aurelion Sol. But you just have, looking back on it, you have nothing to work with here. You have 3 lanes that are going to lose. The Fiora should win into the Jace, but very similar to how we played Cloud9 the last time. Tenacity is this far away from getting the kill, even though Fudge didn't even blow Flash, so it wasn't that close, but it was close enough. And then he just gets stomped in lane. Like, finishes the game 0-0-0. Literally didn't have I'm gonna start walking around. Didn't even have a single kill, a single assist, nothing in this game, and just got smashed the entire time. So they were on an island. So ignoring top lane, of which we got blasted, we have Sejuani, Aurelion Sol, Zeri, Lulu. We're not gonna win a lane with any of those picks, especially as we get counterpicked in mid with the Yone, and Eminez is good on picks that can get up in your face, and he bullies Bjergsen badly, really badly, to the point where Asol just never came online, was never even close to coming online. You look down at bot lane, we were even in CS, which actually is not bad, all things considered, for a Zeri Lulu lane. We scale in that lane, so the fact that we were even and not getting shoved in is good. But closer in this situation on Sejuani. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, put him on playmakers, etc. Clearly in scrims it's not working, otherwise that's what we'd be doing on stage. So you put him on the Sejuani, it's like, dude, if I'm wrong on this, by all means, I welcome pro players coming at me, calling me out, telling me I'm wrong, because then we all learn from it. I'll gladly be the example, make an example out of me, just put content out there so that you can call me out on this crap. But like, you gotta do something. You have to. You cannot just roll over and die in this game. I know we have 3 losing lanes. Obviously, with the exception of the Fiora, go top, camp top. You cannot let this Elise just take over the game. And that's exactly what we did. We rolled over and died in 21 minutes. In easily, 1, the fastest game of the LCS split. 2, the biggest blowout of any team in the league. Any team. Like, there is not a single game that I can think of prior to this where a team just got gapped so hard in every role that it's like, what do we do? And going back to expectations, to temper this a tiny bit and try and bring us back down to earth. Again, we were expecting the loss. Hopefully we can rebound going into tomorrow. We still have to give time for the rookies to develop. Tenacity played against the best top laner in the league. He got gapped. It is what it is. Tomorrow against Dokla, he needs to stand up and be able to show that he is still one of the better players in this league, or developing into one of the better players in this league. Busio has been stuck on Lulu duty because of Zeri, and I mean, just in general, like, it doesn't feel like he's really gotten his chance to shine on picks like the Pike and some of the more creative things that he can do. We'll see if that ever comes out. I don't know. It seems like he's kind of being pigeonholed into the style, which is fine, but just, you can tell he enjoys playing aggro. We're just not getting the chance to to free him up at all. But it's fine if we're not great to start off. I'm not okay with us being downright horrendous. And again, we'll see tomorrow how it goes. But there's a bigger worry for me. The focal point of me somewhat panicking to a certain extent, not fully, but we're getting there, was actually what Blabber said after the game.
I don't know, like they just roll over completely. What were you thinking, game, just from the draft to the end?
Well, from our draft prep, we knew 100 Thieves could only scale because they're just not good enough to play early game. So we thought we could just roll them over in the early game, and it showed.
That scares me. That terrifies me hearing that. Because then it's like, okay, so we're doing this because we've peaked. And we're not going to get any better. So there's two things that can happen then in this scenario. Either A, players develop and get better to the point where we can start contesting early game and start winning some of these fights, which, looking at our team and how players are playing, Double F's been playing pretty good. And I have full faith that Busio can hold his own, at least in early game, because he was doing so against Ayla and folks in Academy, and Ayla's performing well on stage, so why couldn't he here? I find it hard to believe that our bot lane, of all lanes, are the ones that are underperforming on some of these early game picks. Sure seems to me that it's a mid jungle top scenario. And either A, our players get better and develop, which Bjergsen, not going to happen. Tenacity, very well could. Closer, oh god, they're pulling up the standings right now. We're in a multi-way tie for 6 with Team Liquid and TSM right now. Which luckily we hold the tiebreaker over Team Liquid, but TSM, we need to beat them the second time around. We played them on Wednesday of the Super Week in the final week, which is not going to be good. But we have a game against CLG tomorrow, which will be big and put us tied with them, tied for 5th, and buy us some room, especially with Golden Guardians coming back down to earth a little bit. But the second thing is then, okay, if our skill ceiling can't improve, if our players can't get better, then we're in trouble, like big trouble. Because you know what? No, it's not even worth me going into anything roster related and any changes that might need to be made right now, because I think that's just, it's disingenuous to the rookies, and I just don't want to have that conversation right now. I think when we're officially done and dusted in the split and we've seen no signs of life to come, then sure, I think then it's fine to be worried. But at least for now, Mark Z hit it on the head. Expectations were so high coming into this split. Not so high to the point where people were saying first, but I'm saying like third to 5th and looking decent, not getting blasted like this. And the reality is I'm sitting here coping, trying to, deal with the fact that, yeah, we are not in a good spot right now. We cannot play early game for shit at all. But I won't go on any further. Let's save the panic for tomorrow. That game was horrible. It was bad. It was really bad. I don't know how to keep saying this in different ways. It just sucked, and I don't want to go on anymore. So you know what? Screw it. On to tomorrow. Hopefully we beat CLG. We should beat CLG. If we don't, then we raise the red flag. Then we deal with it from there. Adios.